good life.
Greetings, greetings,
Yeah, I
greetings.
gotta get out the city.
You're now tuned into the Vault Trust Christian Know Nothing Control Everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live or listening to replay as we always do from everywhere, all over the world. We always appreciate the reception and the good responses that we get. We always appreciate it. We got a great episode for you today. 135. The rich own nothing. Someday you'll lose everything. So definitely want to do an episode. We got our trustee trader in the house today on the live stream, Cornell, and just really excited for you to come through. We got the webinar coming up here, and we're live, so it's always good to just be 100% in the moment, and then say, hey, uh, there's something that's going to go on, and we're being before and at the moment of letting you know there's something coming up major that you can participate in for yourself. The trading webinar. I guess we can give a plug for that right now. Do you want to talk about the trading webinar this weekend, Cornell, real quick? You there?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's this weekend, the 22nd, 23rd,
Yeah,
5.
yeah.
You say 7:30, but it go longer than that sometimes. Central time. And if you like it, it's a real trading session. Ain't no sales, ain't no membership.
No
It's
membership.
strictly trading.
And then what's interesting is that the best part about it, I love it, was how it was what was so coincidental was that on Sundays, the market is live and open, so that's a good thing as well. People can actually see a live chart,
Yeah,
which is really
you're right.
good. I really like that part of the moment. Hello, Carmela. Thanks for tuning in live. Appreciate you. Everybody else that's tuning in live, feel free to type into the chat. But yeah, Cornell's doing that. You all can feel free to email us, Christian at Trust Christian. We'll send you the
And
flyer.
for
We'll
anybody that want to do it, because we know we're going to get the emails, email info@chanelchase.com. info at chanel chase.com.
paper chase. Yes, Chase. All right. Well, that's definitely what it is for sure, for sure. You all can feel free to do that. Like I say, Sunday's a great day as well. You get some live stuff, which is cool. But obviously, this is important. So this is a very powerful episode. We want to preface this. This one's not going to be light. So no taking any prisoners today. The rich own nothing. Someday you'll lose everything. And this is just the flat out truth. Most people want to walk through their life and think, okay, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to try to leave something to my kids. For the ones that are planning on leaving something to your kids, there's a proper position and an improper position. Uh-oh, Carmilla says, oh, I met her before. She's wonderful. Oh, wow, yeah, you're getting shout outs, huh? Is that how you rolling over here now, Cornell? Ah, that was a good one. I met her before. She's awesome. She's wonderful. Alrighty, well, she is. Appreciate you, Chaz, for tuning in
What they
live.
met Chanel?
Yeah, yeah, this young Carmella says she met her before. So, okay, we go through example after example. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. Uh, we can even throw in the latest new character in the mix, Robert Smith. Robert Smith is in the same club. He's in trust. He's in private equity. He gave money away as an investment to a college in perpetuity. His children are never going to have to worry about paying for college. Wow, Carmela says she even read her book, Cornell.
That's
So,
good.
yeah. Yeah, great book. We have to give a shout out to Chanel and her book. Cornell knows about it more than I do. Uh, but yes, the rich own nothing. Why don't I have to show you the return? I don't have one to show you. They don't have one to show you. You can go look at the 990 PF for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's not completely a public foundation. It's a private family foundation, but you can still see their tax record for the 990 PF and see good old Bill doesn't have a salary, but the pilot does for the jet. The chef does. The maids do. And I don't want to be crass and rude and say his parents do, because I think the parents are somewhere involved from one of the ones we looked at in the past. But you all can go and search this on your own. Find your methods and get it done. Greetings, Trey Stone, for tuning in live. But someday you're going to lose everything because it's called being in an incorrect position. It's called not being a part of the wealth system. Now, Cornell can speak on the wealth system, but the wealth system, ladies and gentlemen, is a system. And what we discussed and what we're about to discuss, which is okay, if Bill Gates is giving away endowments to colleges, Warren Buffett gives away endowments to colleges, why did Robert Smith do it? It's predictable. I'm gonna do the same thing Warren Buffett did. I'm gonna do the same thing Bill Gates did. That's what he did. It's a system of duplication. It's a system. Just like there's a public school system, there's a private education that they're implementing. Why someday you'll lose everything is because people aren't playing to win, they're playing to lose. They're playing not to lose, excuse me. They're playing not to lose. That's literally their terminology. Playing not to lose. Well, how far do you think playing not to lose will get you, Cornell, in trading?
And not to lose,
Yes, sir.
you don't lose. Everything has structure and everything has a plan to it. That's why y'all hear me say you can't chase money. We don't even talk about no money. And we're gonna talk about money, but we're not gonna talk about money in the way most of you guys will send me an email and say, "Hey, let me discuss a trade." To be honest, the trade ain't even the most important thing. So it's all about that structure. If you chasing money, like we were talking about earlier, you think about the statement. People, you get to a position, you're trying to keep it, but you're not trying to keep it the proper way. You think you're gonna keep it by, let's just say, saving. Saving ain't gonna get it. Like you gotta get into your investor mindset. So what people, like you said, the reason you wind up losing it, we'll take real life examples that I give all the time. Y'all hear me say this all the time. This stuff happens. This ain't made up. It happens because I get the phone call. Somebody that made $85,000, $100,000 a year. That's your frame of thinking. I done saved so much. Cool. I got 75,000 saved, 100,000 saved. That's fine. Then guess what? The company that's entrepreneur investor decides dividends down. I need to cut jobs. They get rid of you. If you pay attention to what's happening in the government, we talk about this all the time. There ain't a lot of high paying jobs out there right now. So you done work this long under somebody else's system,
Yep.
say the 100,000. Now all of a sudden you got to use the 100,000 because you can't find a job making the same thing you was making. So you weren't set up the proper way, even though you had that good job. And I see this multiple times. So now that 75,000 you just saved over a few months, bills started piling up. You still got to pay the house, car. You might have kids in private school or tuition or whatever. It's adding up. So 75,000 don't like it ain't nothing because you ain't got that money coming in no more, and you didn't invest in yourself. So you weren't set up in the right position, even though you had a good job. That's an example I use on people a lot of times. Like you got to invest in yourself, whether it's trading or anything. Like long as you got to get your system, some structure going to put something back for yourself, not somebody else coming. Nothing wrong with a job if you're using that job to set up yourself the right way. And the right way is going to be through investing in yourself and have some kind of entrepreneur spirit so you won't have to worry about that. So guess when that job leaves and you just set up all your stuff in the right way, that job ain't no big deal. You still gonna move and nothing's really gonna change. And that's what we always talking about, structure.
Okay.
So
Do I just, I don't know. I just dropped this bomb on you today. And I mean, I've known this bomb for years. So, should I bring up the lady that we talked about that manages $2 trillion?
Yeah, because sometimes people need to know that. So we talked about that before.
Okay.
Sometimes people following the wrong people. You think you, the internet is like that, a social gathering. 50% of it is probably fake. So you sitting here, are you really following real people? Do how many of y'all even know who Robert Smith is, or know who Robert Smith was before he made that donation and got in the news and on social media and everywhere? I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all didn't. And like the name you finna name, y'all finna be shocked. Y'all talk about Jay Z, Robert Smith. They ain't got nothing on this lady right here.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. I guess people don't know who Suzanne Shank is. Suzanne Shank is a, I guess you would call her African American woman, and she is a trillionaire. She manages $1 trillion. She actually manages $2 trillion, and she's in public municipal bonds. So when you think about sewer buildings or governmental buildings, she's an underwriter for them, and she is a trustee at, what is that, Spelman College, and she didn't even go there. And we were talking about that earlier, how she's a trustee, own nothing, control everything, and then she's a part of the school system over at Spelman. And Suzanne Shank is just an awesome, lady to have a relationship and know. I mean, she's someone that you all can look into her programs and look into her bio. But this is a African American woman in America that manages $2 trillion. It's like single handedly, just to mind you all. Like, this isn't like she's JV'd, joint ventured. She's not JV'd. She had a partner, but that partner, I'm pretty sure, has passed away. As far as the company, the partner that was in the company with her, but she's managing a trillion. Suzanne Shank, Shank, and this lady is, I've known about this lady for years, and I mean, she's in private equity. When people talk about private equity, and these are the spaces that we're in. These are the people that you talk to. She's managing $1 trillion. So now I got to go to the conversation of what me and Cornell were talking about, which is the Moors, the individuals that have contacted us throughout the years, and they're not looking to move in a commercial fashion. It's more of a nationality fashion and separating themselves from the government. Would you agree, Cornell?
Yeah,
All right. And so we just want to share with brothers and sisters that are espousing to this thought process, because we've seen it throughout the years. We've been through it, we've been around them. And one thing we can say for sure is, ladies and gentlemen, we just share with you how business is getting done. It's about the business getting done. It's not about the nationality and this, that, and the third, because we don't really see too many of that. Is I don't We don't see that working. Like, those people aren't even in our spaces. They're adverse possessioning a house. We don't see them in our spaces representing, and we would love to see that. We really would. Somebody said it was Cornell's webinar in May. Wow, that's awesome. I don't know who Will is. There's somebody in the chat that typed in Cornell that they were in the webinar in May. So, and I guess they're doing it again. Oh, we guess. That's only a guess. So, uh, we want to share that it's a commercial aspect to what we're approaching, and sometimes people come at it from a personal perspective, ladies and gentlemen. They're not coming at it from a business perspective. When we have the Moors or the UCC people come through and they say, "Oh, I filled out the UCC, and I got control of my birth certificate," and it's just like, so what has that gotten you financially? We're talking about you investing in yourself and you actually making a profit. or actually see, and that's why we don't use the term nonprofit at the vault. We don't need to use nonprofit. Charities are making money. Do you hear Bill and Melinda Gates managing $1 billion in their charity, Berkshire Hathaway's foundation? And I mean, who else do you need to hear? Do you need to hear that? Well, I guess who should we name that people would know? Okay, the LeBron James Foundation. Maybe you don't know that he has a foundation, but yes, it's a foundation, and it gave an endowment to the city of Akron for the school that was built out there recently. That's a partnership with the city of Akron. He gave money away and make money off it in perpetuity. If he's smart, right, Cornell? Like, is it safe to say, like, you don't just give money away freely? He's in a position because he's making investments. This is an investment. An endowment is an investment. Not every You can't just give an endowment. You have to be in a, like you say, in a structure, quote unquote, in a certain manner. Period. And clearly, he's in that position. We can go through the Will and Jada Smith Foundation and Trust. You all can look at Will and Jada's uh 990 PF on it's up. They have a foundation, just like Oprah has a foundation. You can look up hers. See if they're pulling down salaries, ladies and gentlemen, and if they are, then you see that they are. But there are ones that are we when you come to the vault, this is what you get. People say, "Oh, what am I paying for in the consultation?" This, well, we're gonna give it to you and tell you this is that's just cases. That's substantiation. You still don't deal in the form yet. Form versus substance. People were saying, "Oh, I'm." What are they saying? Are they really saying? Are more saying, Cornell, that they're not a part of the United States?
Nah, I don't know. I don't really keep up with.
And that's how most people in our spaces are.
They go by. Once you get in that space, people got objectives. People that moving in a proper structure don't have one particular objective. So when you hear me talk about race don't come up when you in these areas. The proper structuring is what comes up. You're gonna be able to move quicker and faster with the proper structure. So guess what? There's no discussion about this race more superior than that race. Like everybody has their thing, Moors, Indians, Arabians, but still, when you get in these type of environment, that somehow changes. Sometimes like I got a meeting, or I had a meeting with some of the most wealthiest Indian people in the United States. They don't even really deal with black people, but guess what? When you move a certain way and you're in the same kind of areas, anything can happen. Guess what? There's a deal on the table. And that's why we were talking about this last night. But you got to get out your environment. I know a lot of y'all listen. Don't think I'm talking cocky to you. Cornell comes from nothing. Cornell does not even have a degree. But Cornell is proud to say, I can I don't have to even go entertain a celebrity. Celebrity might entertain me. Matter of fact, it's gonna be a celebrity on my webinar taking the class. One of the celebrity's best friends is gonna be on there taking the class. I got that phone call last night. So it's all about putting yourself in position. Just because and stop asking for handouts. I clearly gotta keep stating it. Cornell invested in himself to get here. Does that mean I gotta invest a lot of money? If I don't have a lot of money, I gotta learn how to maneuver still in the proper way to get there. So we can't make excuses. Nobody gave me an excuse. I told y'all how my mentor was on me to even get me to this point. It goes from okay, we just talking. Like some of you might be talking to a lot of people, and y'all just talking. Nobody's having an action plan. Nobody's got no execution to them. You ain't got that person. You know what's happening? You don't have that person around you that's already a few steps ahead of you that's gonna tell you straight up in your face to stop talking. We're not gonna talk no more. I need you to go and do it. Then we're gonna talk. They didn't say they was gonna cut you off. And that's what people missing. You're not moving. So don't use where you at right now. Guess what? If you around those people and you're not having these type of conversations the way it's catching your intellect and keeping you thinking and keeping you focused on moving forward, or they knocking everything you say, that's why you ain't growing. And that's what we talk about. It's proper structure. And people get tied up in there. Like it's a different world, and y'all gonna see it's a different world. It ain't about no race and none of that. Guess nobody's holding you down, nobody's oppressing you, and everything else. Once you're in the system, it's a private system. It's a difference between private and public. Guess what? They didn't say it was gonna be easy for you to get in there. So when you run across these certain pieces, you better take advantage of. And that's what I teach in the webinar. What I'm showing you, you better take advantage of because, to be honest, even when I got the information from the guy doesn't even teach it. See, that's power in me just saying that because the guy spent almost $60,000, $70,000 to learn it. He don't even teach it. Don't care nothing about teaching it and just having to share it. Now I share it with people to a certain extent. So we giving you opportunities. Just like even with the trust, we know you can go look up trust, all that. Guess what? When you start contacting them people, you're not gonna complain about $250 consultation. You're not gonna complain about paying for the training and get yourself prepared because that attorney gonna hit you, and I can pretty much tell you it's gonna be 5 figures. So we got to get to let's make some money somewhere, whether it's trade or me get my business so I can get my business structure right. We got to have open objectives. Like everybody sitting around and it just ain't gonna happen on the internet. That's a rare thing that's happening on the internet. So you probably got to get an endorsement on it, an endorsement on the internet for it to really pop off like that.
Yeah.
Not saying you gotta have it, because guess what? It only takes one person, the right person, to put you in position. But how are you moving? Then that's how people get discovered online. So don't take what I said as you got to have a lot of money and oh you got to have this and that. No, I have seen people. I know people personally. I'm not a social media person, but I know people. I got friends that a lot of sponsors send them checks. They do little events. They go make 5, 10, $20,000 because of the way they carry themselves on social media. So if you over here to the far right, more than likely you're gonna be considered the far right. You're gonna stay where you at. You don't want to know why you're struggling to move on because, like I said, you're not moving in the proper fashion.
The proper
And it's
fashion is
not.
the rich own nothing. You've seen the episodes. You know this is true. You're mad that, oh man, did we hear that Amazon's not paying taxes internationally? They did an interview with the EU. You guys can look that up on YouTube. Someday you'll lose everything. Someday it's either what they say. We sit in front of lawyers at this point that are telling us that America is still branded as one of the most litigious societies. That means sue happy. They were talking about what was that, Louisiana, and they said,
So that yeah, that make it. You should be really listening to what we saying. Like, the statement is true. Cornell don't own nothing right now. I don't own nothing. So let's talk about suing. Go sue Cornell. Go sue Christian. Cause like I said, in the States, that's what we do. Guess what? I see Christian got some money. Boom, I slip on Christian floor. I'm trying to sue Christian instead of going out and work hard and build my own. I'm gonna say, can I get a quick come up off Christian? You know what? I'm gonna personally go sue Christian. But guess what? We move in the proper structure. Go ahead, you can sue me all day. I don't got anything. I don't even own the clothes I wear.
Man, and it's that's the reality. That's the reality. And it's where did you learn this mentality of ownership? You learned it from public school. Doesn't public school say go
Yep.
get the good education, to own a house so you can live the American dream? You got home ownership is the American staple. That's the GDP, right?
And the reason you're not getting the proper information is nowadays is because of the internet. And Chris said he done had a conversation with an attorney. An attorney that sat there and flat out told us he give the people what they want. You want to know what? Because we don't know certain things, we follow what we see online. So when this guy setting trust up, he flat out telling us, "Yeah, I done heard about what y'all doing, but guess what? Most people don't want to give up ownership. So I give them what they want." And we looking like, really? Yeah. So yeah, I could probably get them to that structure, but we so molded to follow trends and sit at the house and not find out what's really going on. We think that we got to have our name on everything, then say we own everything. Trust me, if I was Jay Z, I wouldn't even want my name on the Forbes list.
Yeah.
Cause now you the target. Go back and look at Master P. Master P will tell you he don't want to never touch a list again. And a lot of his interviews, he'll flat out be saying, "Look, I don't even own this and that. Man, I don't know what you're talking about." Exactly, because he learned that lesson. Because guess what? Once you get in the public, you better know how to operate in the public.
Right. So
Cause
now that
they 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 are coming.
okay,
So
so
guess what? You hit the Forbes list. Let's go see every single business that this black guy got to make sure it's operating. I'm talking about to the T. Let's see what we can find because he's getting a little loose with the mouth at the same time, also. So he's gonna have to be on his P's and Q's. Me, I like the private life. Me, I know individuals got way more money than Jay Z, and they not on that list. They don't have no issues. They govern inside the government to what the government want us to do. I even like how the government deal with it on the IRS level on the private side. I don't care nothing about the list in the public. That's just me.
the rich own nothing, so obviously you wouldn't care about being on that list because that shows how much you own.
I don't got nothing, Chris.
Right, 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 right. So
But that goes back and think about even why he did it. If you go back and listen to the music, interviews, it's a game to them. Like it ain't a game to me. I don't give a care about racing Christian to the first billion on the public side. You can have it, doc. You go right ahead.
yeah.
What's the glory in it?
The glory is that public people now can see how much capital you've raised in the private already. If they've raised a billion in the public, it's safe to say that they have a billion backing them, multiple billions backing them privately. Specifically, when you see these multinational companies, we can go through the bundle of list of companies, and all of these companies are backed with private equity. Most Fortune 500 companies are backed with private equity. Private equity is wealthy
Yeah.
families' money, so it's private equity. And then when you go into the public, you see the fact that they've taken now public people's money. Sometimes they go to institutional first, and then they go to retail investors, and they take their money, and then now they have multiple times of leverage in the public. And there's not that many companies in the
And
Dow
it's
Jones.
structured. Like how we was talking about the hedge fund man. And this is something y'all got to start doing. And you'll know when you're around the right environment. Because even though we talk about people like that, it's people that still steps ahead of us. We gonna look at. But one thing about when they teaching you, it's what y'all don't understand. They still gonna make you go out and work on your own to get the other bits of that information. They just not gonna hand it, lay it out like, okay, Christian, here you go. No, they gonna say certain things to you to see how bad you want it. Are you willing to go on your own and do your own research on top of what I gave you, put two and two together, figure it out on your own? And guess what? That make you stronger. That's why we say talk about structure all the time. Are you the one of them people that's sitting around and want everybody to give you the whole instructions? Or can you take information and go do your own research? Get what? You want to give money to a hedge fund manager, but do you even know what a hedge fund manager is? Do you want to trade, but you don't even really know what trading is?
Well, no, I don't know what trading is. I just the first time I heard about it on this guy's show, The Vault, and so I need to know. Like, were you talking about some trading stuff? Like literally, we were sitting at a restaurant, and this lady, I guess the waiter is the waiter, and she walks up, and she says, "I don't know how you can read that thing right there. It looks like a little EKG, like your heartbeat." And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, it is actually like your heartbeat. It plays off of your emotions. You got to be structured mentally to not let it play off your emotions though, because that's why she not trying to do it. She doesn't look at it as it's something that I can tie my shoe. It's something that I learn how to walk. It's something I learn how to write. It's something I learn how to read multiple languages. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's as simple as it is. It's something you learn.
And then one thing about trade, like I said, it's emotions. If you learn it, it really was gonna help you in life to make better decisions on certain things because it puts you in a different mindset.
I'll tell you this. How about it'll put you in a thing where you make a lack of a decision. The fact that you're moving tiny two toes too slow,
Yeah.
you miss thousands of dollars today. That's what happens. And then you have your best friends call you and tell you how much money you missed out on that day because they missed out on what they didn't put more money on. That's where true friendship is. When someone can tell you how much they missed out and you knew you missed out because you were supposed to be right there with them. And what are you waiting for? Oh man, I don't know. You know how it is when you learn how to walk. You don't walk right away. Your legs are wobbly. You're like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And then how long are you gonna be in whoa, 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 whoa? And then guess what? At one point someone actually ran away from you. Because they ran. They picked up speed. There's a velocity to money. When you learn certain pieces of information, you get in certain rooms now. Because of what he knew, the six-figure check was cut from guys that spent $100,000 on the education and literally still sat there and said, "Wow, you helped us make over $25 million plus in less than 90 days." And that was off one opportunity, almost, right? It's definitely one, almost one,
Oh yeah.
off one. These guys are leveraged. They were already
And it's all
hundreds of
about
M's.
putting the work in. Get what? If you ain't got a lot of money, what that mean? You got to work extra hard. Meaning you got to do more research. Just like what you just said. Guess what? If you ain't got the money to pay, you need to get to that. Be trying to get to that level where you can pay. The one thing we learned, like I said, you got to invest your own money for somebody you really have a real conversation with. Let me say that again. To have a real conversation with somebody that's already in a good position, more than likely they're gonna look at how you present yourself and what you got invested in it already. Not you saying, "Oh, I've been sitting around. I got a business plan." First key question I always hear any real person with money or entrepreneur gonna ask you is how much you got invested into the business. How many people know why they ask you that question?
Right.
Because they want to see, are you willing to lose your own money in what you say you believe in, and you say this is your own business?
And that's going the private equity route. That's not always the bank. The bank will ask how much money is in the company, and even if, like you say, even if they try to commingle and say how much did you put into the company so far, it's still one of those things that's what they're asking you. They're seeing how much skin you have in the game, and so
They
many
still
entre.
have my skin. So get what they're gonna ask you? They're gonna ask you for your P&L or your financials. They just want to see how much money you cash flowing. Meaning that means you had to be on your job and your business to make sure you was cash flowing. You show them you cash flowing, they give you the extra money that you need. Bottom line, they're still putting into your business. Get what? You can't take your business into the bank and you losing money and expect them to give you a whole lot of money. So it still go with us. It, Stop thinking you got to have a lot of money. You just got to put the work in. If you ain't got a lot of money, I mean, you got to put the work in. And that's what I'm not doing in the webinar. Okay, y'all see y'all ain't got a lot of money. What I do? Go to these websites. It's free. Am I gonna follow back up with you? No, I'm not. I gave you the tools. You're gonna have the recording. If you have a real question, you can call me. But if you know you, and guess what? It stopped me from getting a lot of phone calls from people that know they're not really doing it for real. They're not gonna call me because I give you everything you need. Now it's on you. I just put you in the game well under any price anybody else gonna put you in the game, and you're in really a powerful position. So the people that come through the webinar are gonna show you. Like, really, if I just told people to tell you how much that webinar helped them, not only just on a trade level, but as a personal level, to start, like I said, to make them timely decisions and move better. All it showed them was, you know what? He right. I put the time in. I got the knowledge. Now I put myself in position. So now that should be your partake of everything you're doing besides trading. Because trade ain't gonna do nothing but open more doors for you. It don't just stop at trade. So if your sole objective is, according to how much money I'm gonna make, we won't even have that conversation. Why am I gonna have that conversation when I just showed you a system that never ends and you can go
I'll,
in and make whatever you want to make? So why we gonna talk about money?
I'll talk
The
about
most
this.
important thing is how am I gonna get to that level? And that is what? Studying and having an actual plan. We don't chase money over here.
So,
And none of my investments are chasing money.
there's something that I think, we can always say that the rich own nothing. So that means that they don't work for money. And, we hear so many people that listen to the vault and they say, I'm working on it, I'm working on it, I'm working on it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a mindset. It's a pure mindset of pure focus of, once again, I do not work for money. It's a trustee mindset. No
That's
trustee is
it.
going to tell
It's
you
like
that
the
they don't work for
conversation we had
money.
earlier. What was it? Like I tell people, it's all about self worth. Guess what? I had to get out of that. So when you hear us talking, don't think, oh, they just talking big because they here and there. No. Guess what? The same places you was at were the same places we was at. Like I was telling you earlier. Guess what? I learned when I had my franchise, when I was chasing money, I'm giving everybody a deal. I'm giving everybody a deal. Guess what? I'm having to deal with the headache of somebody that wants a deal and still act like they paid full price. So when I got around real business people, and like you never sell yourself cheap. So guess what? You're doing more work for less. Whatever you set the price at, stay at that price whether they do business with you or not. Yeah, you're gonna lose money in the beginning, but what you're gonna learn is you're gonna build true relationships. And I'll explain to you about my franchise. These people I've been doing with for years in my franchise, where I don't have to go out and get multitudes of people when I already got the right clients that deal with me on a real professional level. Them the standard you put yourself in. So guess what? I got out of it. Well, guess what? You know what? Oh man, that sob story. Oh, okay, yeah, it's 300. Man, Cornell, let me get in for 100. No, because guess what? 300 is is way better than a good price when I told you I done got paid $100,000 to teach this to a class. So why am I gonna let you sell yourself short like that? Guess what? You're gonna always do the same approach to everything you do, not just my class, but just in life. You're gonna call Christian. Christian, how much you training? What, 2,000? Oh man, can I get in for 500? You ain't gonna learn anything. And that's what I learned from doing business with real business owners was
Yes.
people still gonna take the same approach if you don't push them.
Right.
So even though I started up, when I tell what I said, what my mentor said, I could teach you for free, but I'm not. Because guess what? Most people don't take nothing serious till they got their own money in it. So they go back to what I was telling you. When you approaching people with money, what I said, first question they gonna ask, what you got in your business? Or you just gonna give them a little nice little presentation, business plan, and you ain't investing nothing, but you want them to invest in your business, but you ain't putting nothing in your business. So you see how that's a life. It's not just a trade. That's a life setting to be structured properly. Then you gotta. It's hard to guess what. All of us has been there. Oh shoot! Back in the day when I first started out, didn't know no better. I probably would have let you slid with the $100. Now I'm not gonna sell myself short like that when I done put in the time and the effort already. I'm gonna get my self worth out of it. I want to help you, but I'm not helping you by giving you the discount. I wasn't given the discount, and I'm glad they didn't give me the discount. So it helped me to mold myself to the proper structure. So a lot of people sit at the house on the internet. You have nobody pushing you. You just following people.
All
When
right,
it
Cornell.
sound good, you jump into it.
But the thing about it is, Cornell, I think because of the internet, I think so many people say, "Well, I don't have these people around me, and they're not immediate. Like I can't keep this style of information going in my mind 24/7 because the environment that I'm in is a sunken place." What do you say to that?
Say
How
what
to
now?
like just give them some options, I guess you would say, to just maybe expose themselves. Where could they expose? Where could they go to expose themselves to these style of conversations?
To the places you wouldn't normally go to, the places you see people and you thought, it was funny that they going to this. You might have wanted to be in that room. Cause get what, you over here talk to the people that really ain't got the same objective as you, the neighborhood friends. That's what Cornell from the street. So Cornell realized that people around me, even when you talk to them, a lot of them gonna tell you that they not gonna ever leave their environment. So I'm trying to move. Guess what, Cornell? You know what Cornell used to do? Cornell used to go to the rich side of town and see how everybody moves. I want to kiss up to nobody. Guess what? Let me go in this environment and see why is it so different from my environment to their environment. You want to know something I learned about going and doing that just general without having to pay anybody anything else? One thing I learned about even how the business ownership is. You want to know why rich areas strive and our areas don't? They invest in their area. They don't spend their tax dollars outside their area. So when I go in rich areas, I don't even see a lot of chain stores in rich areas. I see mom and pop stores. Just like back in the day, same structure. So all y'all that's in the history and Black Wall Street and all that, they still using that same structure to operate on their side. And guess what? They understand that if we keep everything over here in our community, we still control everything. So Christian can get what he want, I can get what I want. We not underselling each other because we trying to make a quick dollar. That's what I learned by being married. And guess what? When I'm in them areas and I know how to hold conversation with people, it opens up the door for a connection. So guess what? Now somebody tell you about something that you didn't never know about. And you see, as we go to restaurants and stuff like that, people be amazed by the way we move and carry ourselves. We have open conversation. Next thing you know, boom, we sit here talking to the CEO or this person that own this and that. The one thing about it, y'all don't understand, y'all think it take a lot of money, but it really don't when you make those partnerships like that. So now guess what? When we go to a restaurant, sometimes yeah, we go in, we're not looking for a handout. We go in and spend our money, but guess what? After a while and people see us, a lot of times we go in and get stuff for free. Fine dining restaurants for free. Go to like I just went to a conference in New Orleans. Everybody in that room paid $1,500, $2,000. We didn't pay nothing. And we getting hosted by the people that sponsoring the event. And it's really because of the way we carry ourselves. And guess what? On the back end, business respect business. We got down here late. You know what? We want to pay y'all for those recordings. See, business work together. People see stuff like that. So it ain't about it. Guess what? You got to work harder when you ain't got a lot of money. When you say you worked harder to get the trust information you got when you didn't have a lot of money,
What'd you say?
when you say you had to work harder to get the information on the trust stuff that you got, so guess what?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't got it. So I'm gonna show my self worth, like how we talking earlier. Nah, bro, don't do it for $100. If y'all want to know why the price, I told it I wouldn't do it for $100. And guess what? You care for the people so much. That's what I learned in my business. You can't make people do anything for themselves unless you start making them be responsible for themselves. So guess what? When we talking about investing in yourself, somebody's gonna take it more serious when they get on that phone call for 250 compared to what? Oh, I just got $100. I just shoot them $100 and I call, get on there. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, no, man, you know what the information you got is worth. So guess what? It only takes one person to change your life. Guess what? Now you cut out the BS. So just like even with my webinar, I don't give you an excuse. I don't get bad feedback. And everybody that studied is actually made progress. So what is it for me to sell you on? And people know how much the information is worth when they go start doing their research. They respect it. It's a respect thing. So if I let you slide, I can promise you you're not gonna take the trading serious. Now, if it took you a hard time to get 300, and he telling me this it, your mindset immediately changed. Like, well, shoot, if he said this it, I'm finna sit here and do exactly what he said every day. I'm gonna give it a chance, see if it work out for me. Instead of me giving you
That
the
would
hundred
be the
dollar, the
best
hundred
thing to
dollar,
do.
exactly. Instead
That
of
would.
giving you, letting you in for $100 when I knew you had $100 and a few more $100 to play with. Guess what? You're gonna get on my webinar. You're not gonna look at the recordings or anything else, and you're gonna go on about your way when the next quick thing hops in front of you. You own to that because it's actually in your price range,
Which is cheap, and we got
which
rid of
is
that.
cheap. We got rid of that. So guess what? Cornell will pay $2,000 for a real estate course when this guy worked 9 to 5 and run a multi-million-dollar company. I ain't got to go and try to negotiate with him.
And
Let me see what you doing.
he live in
That's respect.
he in the
And he live
18th.
in an 18,000 square foot house. Just stopped working. When is it? Last year? And that's because he got around bigger people that showed him, bro, you got it's bigger things for you out here. You know what? That 9 to 5, we could be doing other things. And guess what? Now, guess what? He doing motivational speaking on top of what he do. And that's a perfect example of what we talking about right now, being in the right environment. This guy, all he did was showed up at a conference. Do you hear me,
Oh,
Christian?
I'm with you.
This guy,
I'm awake. I'm awake.
you seen him get on the stage.
Yeah.
I want y'all to look him up. I'm gonna give y'all his name. I want you look Jamal King.
J
The
E
dude went
M A L K
to
I N
work
G.
9 to 5, was a police officer. You wanna know why he at the point he at? The guy just showed up at a conference over and over again till he caught the attention, and he wasn't even looking for the attention of the main people that was doing it because they were seeing how he was moving. So let's think about it. A lot of y'all know who Eric Thomas is. He's following this man all across the United States. He's a police officer. Flights cost money. Rooms cost money. He's going out the country with them when they doing their little retreats. He's paying for extra people when they coming. Guess what? That face stand out like, hey, this dude popping up everywhere we at. They asked him. He's a police officer. That was a while back. But guess what? After that, he kept showing up. Next thing you know, this dude paying for 8, 10 people at a time. He gets approached. Bro, what you do? I know you say you're a police officer. What you do? The man been killing the real estate game for the longest, ain't saying nothing. He didn't come in the room and say, oh, ET, man, I need to be up there with y'all, man. I'm doing multi-million real estate. I got 18,000 square feet. He didn't say nothing about that. They pretty much handed that man that, put him in position. And all he was doing was coming to be motivated, staying around a positive environment and staying motivated. And guess what? Lo and behold, boom. Now the person you looked up to approaches you. And that's how it's happening with me a lot of times. Now the people I might be like, okay, he be doing his thing, might reach out to me. And actually that happened with me and ET. The man wanted me to teach his son. Guess what? I got his number on my phone, but as Chris, do I just call him and waste his time? No, I don't. I got a lot of numbers in my phone. And that's one thing about when you get in those spaces. Don't be a drag to people. People don't like people to beg on some things. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. They don't. I don't care how clean you is when you come in that room. And we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
The brokest people be the cleanest people in the room sometimes. And you in the room selling the whole time. Who wants to talk to you? The only people that's gonna talk to you is those people that's lazy and sitting at the house that's looking for that quick, get rich money scheme. That's it. You ain't gonna get in a real environment and survive.
All right, man. Look, don't tell me there's no such thing as you get rich quick. There's got to be a get rich quick. There is. I mean, come on. There's a lot of people that are considered to be overnight successes. There's a get rich quick, right? I mean, tell me there's like a little ounce of hope.
You wanna go with the little ounce, or you wanna just go on and do it the proper way, and then if it happens, it happens. That's my approach. Which is, are you, Christian, gonna wait for that one and a couple million to come up, or are you gonna go start working or taking a different approach to get to where you're trying to get to?
Yeah, I think I'm not waiting. There's no waiting in life. We're not, we're not on an elevator. You actually have to walk everywhere.
There's no waiting. So it can happen, but I'm not waiting on that very small half a percentage out of 100 to happen. When I can go over here and take the time myself and put myself in position, and that's what I did. I put myself in position. Okay, y'all say y'all ain't got no money. If I'm showing you a system that's at a higher level than retail traders, and you don't take the time, apparently you didn't want no money.
They always say, Cornell always used to say this. He still says this. He says, "I can't make you get your money," and I think that's one of the most classic lines I've
I
ever heard
can't.
in my life. When he says, "I can't make you get your money," and we, we're in trust, so we understand that it's not yours. But even just being able to crank open that thing. I mean, and Cornell has like literally. I mean, not to brag on him or anything, but to just be real, he's helped out a lot of people. So, when I even start thinking about the multiple people I know that he's helped out, it's like, oh wow. So it's never like it's just him or
And
it's
it ain't
small.
about being cocky. I,
Nah.
I talk to other traders,
Yeah.
like people y'all follow. Like I talk to them. That's not my thing. That's they thing. My thing is I'm gonna get you to the position, bro. You don't need me. First of all, anybody that's telling you you got to go recruit 100 people and all that with the trade and all that, and get your mind on having means to recruit people when you in a money system that moves trillions of dollars every day. You don't have to answer to anyone. You actually can go in and make what you want to make. Why I want to go recruit 100 people and keep having meetings? It sounds like a job to me. It sounds like network marketing. So guess what? If we going for a network marketing check, let's think about that. If I go get 100 people, in order to get paid, I got to keep 100 people, right? Meaning I'm gonna be traveling every week like a job, having a meeting, hoping that someone else signs up so I can keep my money when I could have took the time and learned a system where I didn't need no people involved besides the material, my broker, and me getting some money started and going in and creating some that I can actually pass to my kids. So, like I said, I respect people that do network marketing and take the time to actually teach the people, but let's all understand 98% of the people that's involved in network marketing never learn the product that they actually are selling. And that's why they don't have success. You got to know the product. And it's got to be a reliable product.
Hmm.
And you lead by example.
Lead by example is a big one. Speed, lead by example, speed of the group, speed of the leader. Speed of the group is dictated by the speed of the leader. Uh, it's interesting, man,
And
to
we
say the
talking from
least.
experience,
Yeah.
I I tried it. Okay, let me see how this works. But you wanna know why? I left it alone because I started realizing that y'all folks don't even know how to trade. So do you think you gonna keep how will anybody sign up with you if you telling them we in a $1 trillion market and you can't even show them your own stuff and you gonna keep using these other few people as examples who are gonna spend $300 to $400 with you every month and you say you in the you in the $1 trillion market you making a lot of money and you're not even using those. You don't even know how to trade. So that's the drag to it. And I got it from around that because guess what? And I'd have had network marketers even say, like, okay, I tried to help and I can get you working with traders, but actually had a network marketer that was in an organization say this, like, these guys don't know nothing about trading. They messing up my own business because guess what? This ain't a reliable product. And this is a product people can lose their money very quickly. And nobody taking the time to actually even use the product you selling everybody on and talking highly of. They quit, and they are a very well known network marketer. But I respect them because everything they do market for a company, they are behind the product. So guess what? If you got representation of people that's not doing it, that's the only problem I got with network marketing. We just talking about, oh, well, Christian, if you got 10 here, you stack three over here, you got three over here, you need to get them, you need to coach them up, yada yada. Oh, we talking about the recruiting people. And everybody's very familiar with network marketing, so and you have tried it out. So you know what I'm talking about. Why not take the time and invest your money in reliable sources? Why not take the time to learn how to trade? Okay, make some money. Why not take some of that money instead of going to spend it? You know what? They talking about I need to set my stuff up in trust. Or you know what? I'm making pretty good money now. I want to do what Robert Smith did. But Christian don't ever mention, like, guess what? You can't even call them college and do what Robert did unless you set up a certain way.
Oh, very much so. Yes. There's only a few entities that can give an endowment, and the Private Family Foundation is one of them. Clearly, you all can look at the wall when you go look at the alumni's wall, and you can see it says, you know, certain foundations. You know.
And that's why we push harder because when you start getting in the right environments, you start learning the real things, then you start understanding, like, when y'all sitting there complaining about your schools and your HBCUs and everything else, you understand, guess what? You ain't got to sit there and complain if you set up the proper way. Now, you can call the school, talk to the endowment department, tell them, hey, I want to put a trading program here. This how I want it taught. I'm going to give you this amount of money. Guess what they going to do? They going to gladly listen.
Honestly, and I don't want anyone to think twice about that. Would they? Oh, what makes you so sure about that? How much money do I gotta give them, Cornell? Okay, I mean, you guys can do some research. You like Googling everything. This information's public. You can go to the college website, look at the endowment department. Sometimes they post the numbers on there. It could be 50,000. It could be 100,000. It could be what else are we talking here? $500,000. It could be 1 million plus. That's just what it is. So you're gonna
And
save
then
this.
you'll stop. Then you'll stop sitting around and saying, "Oh, this person ain't doing this and doing that for you," because you go understand they ain't trying to do it for you. You understand when you go look up the University of Alabama and see these billions of dollars in endowments they get. Pretty much everybody can go to the University of Alabama for free because the private side gives them well more than enough money to float their school. Whether anybody ever paid tuition again, the University of Alabama never closed their doors because enough endowment money on the back end coming in.
Right, that's a fact. Unless someone squanders it on the back end, through hedge fund
That's
management.
it.
That's
Cause guess
only it.
what? Through head and they doing it through head funds management and making money on top of their
Yeah.
donation.
He's so.
So I love it because I'm in the environment. When I hear Warren Buffett say I'm gonna give 99% of my money away, Trust me, his family is still gonna see some money when he get away. Rich people, this is why they enjoying life. They get to the point, and this is the point we trying to get to. You giving money away, and you still okay, and we don't own anything. That should strike your interest. It's like, I need to go do my research. This is what I just said. I don't own anything, but I'm gonna be at the point in my life, I'm gonna be giving away whatever I want to give away and enjoying life. And Christian knows it like I know. We just sat in a room where
Yeah,
people are literally sitting there with excesses of millions of dollars, giving it away to people that are properly structured just like them.
very much so.
Millions.
Yeah.
While everybody else looking, just think about that. You in that room and you conduct yourself in the proper structure. Nobody know what you got, but guess what? You put yourself in the right environment. They might like what you're doing for your foundation. You might have a good cause. That's how a lot of people get their stuff done. They put themselves in the proper environment. I was looking at that dinner they do with Warren Buffett. That's a, like I said, that's an annual dinner. How you was talking about the art galas and stuff in Miami. Like, you got people that are just giving millions and billions away because they got to.
Yeah. Yeah, I want you to talk about the Warren Buffett lunch, if you could. That'd be a good one to tell people because they might not be abreast of what's going on. This and just to mind you all, Warren Buffett actually has came out in the public and said he's against like blockchain technology, or at least he's against like Bitcoin. He says he thinks it's a waste. Him and his business partner Charlie Munger has literally said it's like they've compared it to horse poop. So they're like going in really hard against the Bitcoin. But go ahead, Cornell, about what's going on with Bitcoin and well, not Bitcoin, but the blockchain tech environment and Warren Buffett.
Oh yeah. And one thing about those memes, it's about moving in the proper. So one of the guys is one of the top cryptocurrency companies. What did he pay? 4.5 to sit down for a luncheon with Warren Buffett, with some of the top people in the crypto industry. One thing about that meeting, and people like, man, these folks spending excess money to sit with Warren Buffett. Matter of fact, one of Warren Buffett's strongest people, and a lot of people don't even know that on Berkshire Hathaway came from one of those dinners and lunches. Right hand man hired him as an executive. So first of all, they already investing in crypto. So y'all stay off the internet because let me tell you something, it's about emotion. We can put Ray Dalio on TV. Y'all look up Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett, all these guys on TV at critical times and tell y'all stuff, y'all emotions, y'all react, and they cost y'all a lot of money. I hate to say it like that, but it cost y'all a lot of money. So guess what? They sat on TV, all of them, and said they don't invest in crypto. Go look and see what Goldman Sachs did. Probably like 2, 3 years ago.
I mean, we can go down all the investment banks. We can go down. I mean, if you all don't know what an investment bank
Everybody that
is,
talked about it,
eh,
but
an investment bank is a bank that's
even
holding your
hold on,
401k
hold
or
on, let's
mutual
go.
fund.
Let, let's touch home. Yeah, Fidelity. That's y'all 401k company, right?
Yep.
They invest in cryptocurrency now. Got a whole division strictly for it. So when this guy bought this luncheon, it wasn't because he liked Warren Buffett that much. He know the exposure and what's gonna come out that meeting when he opened his eye. Warren Buffett is an older guy. A lot of times you gotta show older guys what's going on.
To be honest, that's what I'm saying. If you understand true intelligence, this man is old. Like, and give him that credit that he truly
He
might
older.
not know
You,
the technology. So when he sways his mind, because y'all stuck in yesterday, and guess what? Warren Buffett is a futurist. He's a capitalist.
guess what? That $4 million probably gonna create his company another $1 billion cap. So
Wow. Right.
guess what? There go. We talking about investing in yourself. And then when I thought about it, and I thought about everybody that comes out of that luncheon with Warren Buffett, either wind up doing business or some come good out of it. Guess what? We might be in position to be at that luncheon and bid on it. What you think Warren Buffett gonna see when he see an ordinary individual in front of him? How y'all think LeBron got to where he at? Who you think schooled LeBron? That man took an interest in LeBron when he was a kid. You think LeBron got all this business structure just out the air?
Oh yeah, he got that from college. Oh, hold on. He got it from college. No, he didn't go to college.
He got that from one of his close friends, Warren Buffett. Then I started noticing. Same thing. Eric Thomas, what he said, Dan Gilbert, one of his closest friends, a billionaire, put him on game about the business. So we talk about money. These guys came from no money. It was just the way they carried themselves and presented themselves till where it got them into the right places, right rooms, where people even came and seen them.
All right. Hold on.
And now I look at how I move now, and I look at some of the means I have, like, you know what? Celebrities will be want some of these deals I got on the table right now.
All right, hold on. So you trying to tell me, I guess I'm po' boy from the middle of nowhere. I guess where's the middle of nowhere? Alabama, Kansas, you know, Missouri.
They hear my accent. I'm from
Yes.
Alabama.
So yeah, this is po' boy. I heard it through the internet. So you trying to tell me if I go do certain things and I study, I can get in certain environments, and that's how I'm gonna get more knowledge and get the right knowledge. Then I can make millions. Is this a guarantee? Are you guaranteeing this?
First of all, you skip the important part. You still got to invest in yourself. Cause guess what? What we said, they gonna make you pay. So instead of going to buy them Jordans or them LeBrons or over here BSing and spending all the extra $100 every month, you gonna say you ain't got the money. But if you really sit down and did your budget, like I got schooled hard to get me to where I'm at, even when I was working. Guess what? I'm seeing guys working with me. Perfect example. I take me as an example because people gonna be like, y'all already there. No, Cornell was down here. Cornell was working a job, worked at the telephone company. Guess what? I'm working. Cornell, look at his situation. That's why I take everything serious when it's presented to me. I guess what? I wind up in a group of guys, older guys, that was all business owners or invested in real estate and stuff. Guess what? Cornell eating out every day. We making good money. I'm gonna eat breakfast, lunch, probably grab some on the way to the crib. Guess what these older guys doing every day, Chris? Lunch.
Bringing in lunch.
So when it came time to invest, don't talk to you no more about invest. Huh? You talking about what all you want to do? First I said I didn't have the money. You know what they said? Of course you ain't got the money. You probably spend $600 to $1,000 on food every month. And like that, they changed my mindset then, and then like he didn't force me to go back and look at it. So think to yourself how much money you spend on any given day eating breakfast, lunch, and out somewhere. And when they showed me, they're like, "Dang, you know what, man? I'm spending down there $500, $800 a month on food. I got food at the house. Now this guy got 20 houses over here. Okay, I see how you move. So basically, you telling me I'm wasting my money in some of the wrong places sometimes. If I'm gonna waste my money, I might as well waste my money in something that's gonna create me some more money. So guess what? If I gotta go into this environment and pay $2,000 for this course, I'm gonna go pay that instead of, you know what? I cut back on eating out. If I just spent $800, okay, Christian want $500 for this. It really ain't costing me nothing because I was already spending it anyway. I'm just putting it in the proper place now. So I might come out of it and learn some and make some more money off of it. I actually did that with a Robert Kiyosaki course one time on real estate. Paid $500. I'm gonna tell you, let's go back to when Cornell didn't have no money. Robert Kiyosaki don't pay a lot for their one on one with those experts in that field. But here we go, studying. Robert Kiyosaki gave us a book. We paid $500 to go. He gave us a book with the instructions. I didn't have $15,000 $20,000 to give to your expert to come sit down with me. But you just gave me everything right in this book. Cornell can interpret pretty good. Cornell left there in the next week or two, wholesale some houses. I know y'all know about, and made 5 to 10 grand real quick. Because
Man,
guess what? I put myself in the right environment. He told me exactly what to do in the book, follow the instructions. Lo and behold, guess what worked out?
hold on,
Boom,
hold on,
it
hold on,
worked
hold on.
out.
Are you trying to tell me that? You're trying to tell me? Are you saying that? Um, are you saying that it's not genetic? It's not genetic. What you
It,
know is from studying,
you don't
hitting a
gotta
book,
be
reading a
you
book.
don't gotta be smart. You don't gotta be the smartest person in the room. As a matter of fact, y'all really want to look at it, go look at all the top people y'all look up to and go and look at their story. More than likely they started off like you, the ones that's actually making real money. It ain't genetics. When the guy from Alabama how many times that dude got turned down?
Over 100. He said over 100 at least. That's not bad though. I think to be if you're gonna be a
Not
billionaire and you gotta go through 100
but
no's.
but
Come on,
hold
that's
on. You don't
amazing.
but guess what? But guess what? You don't know you're a billionaire. It ain't genetics. He didn't have genetics. He just had a mindset and stayed on course on like I'm gonna get it done. Now he bigger than Amazon. Guess what? Cornell just went to a Kiyosaki course and made some money. And that book is valuable to this day. And it's got all the instructions. So that's how I do my webinar. I give you all the instructions. I don't leave nothing out on what I do. And guess what? Most people that don't have the money take the time, listen to what I said, they go look at it every single day. And the calls I get now, and I know it worked, Cornell been trading a few years and then pretty much gave you everything in one piece. So you talking about you ain't got money, you got brand new people catching on to this in 2 months. And I don't even, y'all hear me bring my aunt up, but it's more than my aunt. But I bring my aunt up because guess what? My aunt took it real serious. I let her take a ride with me to Atlanta one time. She saw how I was moving. Guess what? I didn't have to convince her no more. Just give me what I need.
Hold on,
Gave
hold
her
on,
what
hold
I
on, hold on,
need.
hold on, hold
Guess
on.
what? I didn't have to call my aunt for her to study early in the morning. I had to call my aunt when she was at lunch. Instead of talking to everybody, she just got over in the corner and took the last 30 minutes after she ate and looked at it. I had to call my aunt when she got off and got settled at the house before she go to bed to look at it again. Guess what? It paid off. Y'all want to talk about not having no money? The reason I use her a lot of times, she started with $400. She paid her student loans off in less than 6 months. She actually learned quicker than I learned. So guess what? It ain't about being me better than everybody else. I'm making people better than me. Her learning curve was quicker than mine. And
I
guess
mean,
what? She didn't get on there and try to make internet money. You don't need to make internet money. Now she can go in there and make money whenever she want to make money. She's not here to impress or had to go recruit anybody. She learned a real trade.
and that's
It's a real
powerful.
trade.
That's powerful, man. And
That's powerful.
but at the same time, just to let y'all know, this is just one person. Now, there's many people that Cornell done dealt with. Like I'm talking about, like Like they can come out the woodwork.
Oh yeah, I got a buddy that make 1,000. Like might help 100. Cornell done filled the room up by mistake before ahead of his time before I even got this. I done been in the front of the room with 1,000 people
That was a good. You said before my
by
time, like
mistake.
before my. I know by mistake, but it wasn't
Before
like you
my
wasn't
time,
making money. No, no, no. Let's not be understating here.
I was
You were
making
in
my.
futures. You were in futures. It might not have been the all markets now because that's institution. We're just talking about futures. You weren't up there for no reason. This was because you had won the prize. You obviously were making it, and they were like, okay, we need to know what's going on. So how does it get to a point now where, like you said, you were so called ahead of your time? It was just no, you were doing well in that market, and that's what you were serving the market in which the capacity in which they needed you. That market needed to know obviously someone that was actually doing it and not just talking about it and having a good laugh about it and doing a whole network marketing recruiting deal. You were just
And as y'all see the conversation we have, we straightforward. Like even me and Christian talking, we're gonna have a straightforward conversation. This is what y'all don't understand. People like straightforward is better than beating around the bush. Even when you trying to sell somebody a product, you in front of me and you trying to sell me something, you beating around the bush, I'm not interested. You hiding something. And that's what people do with trade. They're gonna sell you on the hype, this, that. Come on, dog, show me something. Everybody say they can trade, but Cornell did enough research to know only less than 3% people really making money trading.
people say, "Oh
I'm looking
man,"
at your approach.
they say, "How big is 3%?" Look, you can make it. I'm not like we're not peddling hope, but you can make it. You can be a part of that 2%
But that
because
go
it's
back to what you were saying with genetics. And that's the way I teach it. I'm glad you brought up about the genetics. Because Cornell basically teach common sense. Common sense approach. Guess what? You ain't got to be Harvard. I done stood in front of Harvard people and made them look at me twice like, and one of them even said, "Man, I paid all this money. They ain't teach none of this in class. I do all right, but that's what I was missing." And it elevated them just like that. But guess
bro.
what? It
There,
comes from common sense.
I was
I
just
learned early on people that make a lot of money make complicated systems, but they make their money easy. So you got to train your mind to think that way. So even when I approach trade, Chris will hear me say it, and people might take it the wrong way. Like if I can teach kids how to point out certain areas, you mean to tell me you can't learn that? There's something wrong. That means you ain't tried. We can complicate it. I can get you to go read all these big time trading books, and there's 1,000 different ways to trade. You know that. You can make it real complicated if you want to, and that's what throw people off with trade. They used to everybody telling you it's so complicated. When I show it to you, it's so dumbed down, you don't know how to take it because
the
you've
more
been like I said, you've
intellectual
been
people,
molded.
the more intellectual people.
Yeah,
I
you've
can
been
tell you all right
molded in
now.
the public.
Yeah, they got the public education. If you got a degree, you better hold your horses. If you don't have a
They
degree,
done
you're
molded
you're in the
you
hungry
to
mode.
think that everything is complicated.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
They done complicated it.
yeah.
Now Cornell done dumbed down. Man, you mean to tell me this all it's doing? Okay, just watch it and tell me when it don't work. Nobody has came back to me and able to say that. A lot of traders ain't gonna be able to do that. Even these ones that y'all follow, like you said, that public and like you said, that chaser, they won't come have a real conversation with me. They're gonna stay there messing up. But they smart enough to get some money out of y'all. So when they mess up, you really don't see when they messing up. Because I'm gonna take these people over here that really don't know what they really want to do. I'm gonna try to find that price point to kind of get them in, and then pretty much I don't care if they get it or not. As long as they can last till I get the next batch in, I'm good. That's internet social media for you. And you ask them guys how many people learn, they really couldn't even tell you. They don't care. 'Cause it was after this day money. That's it. So if you
Yeah.
think you're gonna make it on your own, you're not. We in these environments, these people don't make it on their own. They got plenty of money, but guess what? They partner with a lot of different people. They leave this field to this expert. They might invest in it. They're not scared to partner with somebody and make some more money and take a back seat. Cornell ain't scared to take a back seat. I'm gonna oversee what's going on, put my hand on it. But guess what? I ain't just got to be the overall control man. And like Chris said, I ain't got to be the pilot.
Nah, I appreciate you being a pilot, man. The plane gets
I
where
can
it
be the
needs to go.
ground crew. I can be the flight attendant. It depends on what the role is.
Oh wow. Cornell says he's being versatile, you all, and that is a major thing when you understand trying to go from one destination to another on an airplane. You need a grounds crew, you need a flight attendant, you need the pilot, and we use these examples in business, and it just really shows, what position are you in? Would you be more accustomed to being a flight attendant? Would you be more accustomed to being a grounds crew? But just being diverse, knowing that hey, I'm willing to learn how to learn how to fly this plane. I'm gonna learn that technical skill. And then you realize like, oh wow, 90% of the flight is on autopilot. With the landing is almost on autopilot, and you're like, oh man, this isn't,
It's
but
on autopilot.
but they
So what
don't.
you want? What you want to be doing? Chasing money or building a system? And I give people this example. Okay, what would you rather have? $100,000 with no plan, or 10 to 20% for the next 10 years off $100,000? What most people gonna take
100K.
that don't have the proper education? 100K. Because guess what? We looked at the dollar. That's why I don't even discuss big trades and stuff when I teach trading and stuff like that. Not to, oh, you gonna be mesmerized by the money. The money ain't even the most important thing. Building the system is the most important thing. So guess what? Why would you take 100K with no plan of action compared to somebody giving you a 10 to 20% return on 100K over the next 10 years?
And this is
Because people
yeah,
used to chase their money.
chasing money. Well, we want to propose this thought to our audience, people that listen. We really appreciate you all, and that's why we're gonna say this. If they say that the rich don't work for money, you literally have to think that way every day for the rest of your life. You don't work for money. And it is a change in thought process, and it might be different from everybody you're around right now. But as you all can see, the rich own nothing. So how can they say that they make money? That's why they don't have a tax return to show. That's why Donald Trump doesn't have a tax return to show. It says I don't have anything to show. Well, you know that the Trump estate, the Trump trust, the Trump LLCs, the Trump all of those other things are getting taxed.
And if y'all following this, you Trump should have really woke y'all up, because go look Trump up. They're gonna tell you Trump is back. Trump has made $2 billion since he's been in the office. He's back to his 2016 levels in his hedge fund
Ooh,
since he's been in the office.
ooh.
So when you see him messing with these countries and all that, guess what? He probably had investments tied up in it. And to be honest, a lot of people don't like him, but business wise, he made a lot of countries tighten up. Like China really got to make a decision here in the next month or so, and people don't even really see the impact because Trump got his good side, he got his bad side. But to be honest, nobody ever stood up to China, and they control a lot of our money. But with those tariffs, they had to make a decision because guess what? Nobody ever thought about, oh, let's put pressure on it because guess what? All these companies ain't gonna want to be on the United States bad side. They're gonna pull out of China. So he put them in a spot to do business the proper way and bring money back to probably some of his investments. The cat was very smart, but guess what? Y'all don't see it because he on the private side on how he set all that up. And I read the article the other day. I was like, Trump is living that private life. He's back up to 26 levels. I was like, whoa, that cat that made 2 billion. I didn't even see that because why I didn't see it? He on the private side.
Right, right, right. So when they release it, they just showing you what they want to show you again, and that's why
They which he probably made more than that. But like I said, he running it through some public companies, and they probably just seen the money moving through there.
yeah, right,
Man, Trump don't care if y'all re-elect him or not. He done got a lot of stuff done that he need done business wise. Like most presidents, they gonna get done what they need done before they get out there.
right. Well, how is it that someday you'll lose everything, Cornell?
If you operate right, you're gonna lose everything in a good way. But like you said, I own nothing, control everything. So are you really losing it? It's all about the language. Are
Yeah,
you following the right people? So guess what? If you just following and going out the word, well, Christian said I'm losing everything. I'm supposed to lose everything. That don't mean you go out and lose your house, your cars, and everything else. No, it don't mean that, people. When he said you're gonna lose everything, it, it's proper structure. What we've been talking about.
it's a mindset, man. We talk about it. Everybody wants to
It's a mindset.
constantly play it. People ask, Christian, what are your work habits like? Like, how do you study? And I just tell them, I say, hey, there were times for sure, I was waking up in the morning, I was falling asleep to mentors recordings. There were times where I would play the same recording, multiple times in a day, let alone in a week, let alone in a month. It
Yeah,
was I had that
yeah,
recording going on. I was jamming out. What you mean? They'd be like, how much they don't even ask how much content I had. I had an hour and 30 minutes. It was like a fake 2 hour call, and it was literally just the codes. And then you hear the mentor, and then you get in the environment. That was dedication. We got in the environment with the mentors, and we took what we needed, and we moved on. But for sure the dedication was there. Like I say, it wasn't even a lunch break during a job. It was just it was all the time. It was for sure. It was like the music on Pandora, man. I mean, whether y'all know it or not, it was immediate because you all see it happening in front of you. If you're talking about racial equality or whatever type of equality, you're not running on field if you don't have the proper education. I asked someone the other day, is your college degree right now teaching you how to make money right now? And they said no. Well, then you already know what page they're on. They're not focused on getting money right now. They're focused on learning. And guess what? We're focused on learning and making money, generating capital. And it's really, like we say, it's about assets under management. So it's not even, when we say making money, we're in a position where we can say that, and it doesn't affect the psychological of, oh, we're gonna get up and work 9 to 5, or oh, we're gonna get up and focus on getting a paycheck off selling a house. We're not selling houses. We're not being a real estate agent. We're not selling houses. We're not selling mortgages. When you want to talk about being over the internet and living free, isn't that what they're selling in the network marketing dream? Oh, you can live free if you have all these people in your network and they're getting just a stick of deodorant. If you just put that in the system, a stick of deodorant, everybody needs deodorant. Who doesn't need deodorant? Deodorant's like common sense. Everybody doesn't use it. Oh, you're right. I forgot. People don't use deodorant. Yeah, I don't want to get in that business. I don't want to get into a low margin business. How much is deodorant? Low margin business based off of a client and a customer now in business. And this is not, hey, you have to do the trading. I mean,
we were introduced recently to someone that their family is in seamstressing, which is really good. You're a seamstress. Those are businesses that people are in, no doubt about it. We need seamstress in the world. But we're also, when you want to go, then you want to get into your little millionaire mind book of, what is it called? It is called Millionaire Mind, and it says, oh, you have to have multiple sources of income. That seamstress, what did they do to diversify their portfolio? Because then you hear the next colloquialism of diversifying your portfolio. So once you diversify your portfolio, what did you diversify in? Did you get into some more working labor, money, or did you get into passive income? And that is the conversation that we talk about in the private. Traditionally, it's going to be a lot of, passive income style businesses, just because, even when you see the charity side, mentors, educators, how long is charity going to be around? Forever? Robert Smith gave away the money as an endowment, which is an investment. That money is going to be in perpetuity, most likely. You see people that their endowments are revoked, but at the end of the day, not all endowments are revoked. So, we appreciate you all for tuning in live. We just say pull the trigger. There's so many people that are going to be around you, and we've heard these things recently where people are saying, "Oh, the people I'm around, they're kind of giving me the shake and bake." And guess what? You're really shake and baking yourself out of your dream. I'll end it on this. If you hear anything, if you listen this far, I just appreciate you all. But it's really just, how big is your dream? I don't know if it's because me and Cornell have had aspirations to ride on private jets that's why we're living that lifestyle. But at the end of the day, if you ever say, "Oh, I want to have $1 million house," or whatever price house you want to have, like, you're gonna have to go for it, because that's just where it is. Some people say, "Oh, well, I came from where my family didn't have that," and Cornell can speak to that point, and I can speak to that point. We both can speak from that point, which is, our original, biological parents. We've surpassed them in our lifestyles, and that's huge. Whether it was at their age where we are currently, or just even in general, we've surpassed their lifestyles. And that's a big deal. When you surpass your parents' lifestyle, who do you look up to now? Mom and dad become kind of like mi amiso and mi amigo and mi compadre, and it's really not. They're still our parents, and we respect them and we love them. But at the end of the day, Cornell and us, we've diversified our portfolios, and that's just not just, I mean, as much as I love the trust and the foundation, you're always going to be kicked in the butt when you stop diversifying, when you stop learning new things, when you stop building your dream and saying, "I need more capital for more dream." So that means I have to leave some people behind right now. Bottom line, period. I'm going to go in, like Cornell said, into another environment. You know what's crazy, Cornell? We don't speak to
And
this, but you
that's
got
the
to have
biggest
people skills.
part, though.
You got to
Yeah.
have people skills. No one wants to say that you got to have people skills, but you got to have people skills. Unless you're doing the trading, you got to have people skills. Be ready, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be able to talk about your dream passionately when you need to. What's your dream? That's what we're doing it for. Every day we're getting up for the dream, baby, the American dream. You got to have the mansion, the house, the car. You got to have a watch. You got to have some nice clothes. That's the dream, right? And who's in control of that dream? And diversifying is one of the ways people try to say, you create this term called leverage. There's leverage in you, and then there's leverage in money. And traditionally, money right now was being given out for free. So obviously, that money, that leverage is going to be a lot more infinite than even ours when we're talking about on a monetary level, because they're duplicating dollars just off of a dollar being in circulation. So we appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to the replay. Cornell, you got him on the webinar this weekend. We might do another pop-up. I guess it's Thursday, so we like teasing a little bit and coming on and going throughout the day. This is an hour and 30, and we appreciate the strong listenership and just people really wanting to take hold. But at one point the conversations aren't going to be there. Why? Because we will have done our jobs. You learn new things, you do new things, you move on. They say even people with degrees over their life have 5 to 7 careers. You guys didn't hear that statistic? You can Google it though. How many times a person with a degree has different careers throughout their life? The ones that make a ton of money. It's because they diversify their education. Some people don't though. There are people that are still educated and quote unquote book smart, and we hear the book smarts, but guess what?
The ones that say that they don't have the book smarts. I don't know if I could say I don't, Cornell, because I read books. So I don't know if I could say that I don't have book smarts. But you know, you read a book, you're nerdy, right? So you know, we appreciate you all. We have some other obligations today. Peace and blessings. We'll hear from you all. Christian at Trust Christian. Cornell's going to do info at chanelchase.com. And we appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. Peace and blessings. Look forward to seeing you on the webinar. For all you all that typed into the chat, all everything that you typed went down in history. And we'll see you either on the webinar or we won't. And we appreciate you all for tuning in either way. Peace and blessings.